What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking to you about everything you need to know about living in Westminster.
All right, let's go. If this is your first time watching, Pete Sweeney here.
Taylor Bunny.
And what we'd like to do on this channel is cover Denver and all of its surrounding cities, giving you all the information that you need to know if you plan on calling this home. If you are planning on calling this home, do us a huge favor, give us a call or text that phone number right below. Right below right there, we always answer, doesn't matter date or time.
And if you're not ready to move here yet, that's okay, but do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and then hit the notification bell so that every time we post a video, you get notified so that you know exactly what it's like when you decide to come.
So the first thing we're going to cover is where the heck is Westminster at? And this is actually my stomping grounds where I grew up. Love this city right here. If you're looking at where it's located on the map, you're looking at probably about 20 to 30 minutes north of Denver, north of I-36. You got that whole section right there, all the way up to 144th.
Yep, Westminster's a pretty big city. Yeah. I will say though that the north part of Westminster is a little bit of the newer area, and that's going to run from 120th Avenue all the way up to 144th, and it sits right off of I-25. So your commute to downtown or to any of these other little cities is simple, easy. Because it does sit right off of I-25 and 144th, you're 20 minutes to the airport. Yeah. Perfect, because if somebody texts you and says, hey, I just landed, that's when you need to leave your house. It works every time.
Oh, it does, yeah, for sure. When you're up in that northern portion, like North Westminster, even over in Thornton, you literally just wait for them. All right, I landed, got to get my bags. Boom, that's when you head out. You go to the airport and you pick them up.
And because you're also right off of I-25 and near all the highways, you're only like 20 minutes to Boulder, so it's a perfect drive on an easy afternoon. And then you're about 25 minutes to downtown Denver. I-25 has a lot of traffic, you guys, so if you're hopping on the interstate to go north or south, prepare that 25 minutes might sometimes be over an hour. All right, guys, let's jump right into the real estate because that's why you're here. Yep. The median home price in Westminster, Colorado is actually sitting at $525,000.
And if we're looking at that attached product, so what we like to do is that's the overall. So we got your attached and detached. If we're talking about just your attached, you got a median sales price of $379,900. These numbers are as of September of 2023.
And your average single family home is sitting at about $570,000. So it's really not much above that median price point. And if you're moving to Colorado, I'm telling you, that is a great price for real estate.
Yep.
So because Westminster is such a broad, big city, you can find all types of real estate here, and that's one of my favorite things about moving to Westminster. You can find something from an old school townhouse to a brand new townhouse. You can buy a townhouse that even has a big balcony on your roof. Yeah. So it is your roof.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a rooftop balcony, which is awesome. It's actually right behind where we're standing. So let's say that you were able to make this building invisible. You'd see them right here over in Westminster downtown. They're fantastic. We've had a lot of you guys reach out because you're like, I want that rooftop view of the mountain range, and that is a super popular product that we are seeing here in Westminster.
Yeah, and you can see the mountain range, and then you can look south, and you can also see downtown Denver. Yep. It's awesome. And again, if you're not looking for something that's new, which you can still find newer single family homes, one really cool thing about Westminster is it is one of the only cities that you can be minutes to stores and shopping and transit that also can have a home that sits on acreage. Yep. So if you also want that vibe of not having neighbors right next to you and you want your kids playing in this giant backyard, you can still have that. So some of my favorite communities to look at if you are looking in Westminster, I would say Huntington Trails, Lexington, or I would also say the Ranch Reserve is a beautiful neighborhood. Those are a little bit older.
Yeah, and I like Legacy Ridge too. It's right across the street from the Ranch Reserve. Those are some fantastic homes. Actually, one of my dream houses was over in Ranch Reserve. It was awesome. I went and showed it one time. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make this my home. But plan on spending a pretty penny when you are over there. We're looking at definitely $1 million plus.
Yes, and what's cool about Legacy Ridge and the Ranch is that they both have golf courses. Yeah. And the Ranch, you have to be a private member. Ask us all about it. It's really cool. Even if you're just coming to visit, it's a really cool course to go look at. Yeah. All right, let's talk about where to eat and what to do. Yeah. If you're in the north part of Westminster, you've got the Orchard Town Center Mall, which has tons of different shopping centers. They do have a few different restaurants you can eat at. They've got things like Lazy Dog or an arcade and restaurant, but I will say that the newer part of Westminster does not have as much to eat as you do in the older part of Westminster. Hey Pete, what are some of the good restaurants to eat if you're in Westminster?
So I grew up in the older portion of Westminster. We're talking like 80th and Sheridan area, and I always like to go to Los Arcos. It's my favorite Mexican restaurant down there. Also here in downtown, they have Tap and Burger. Love going there. We go there all the freaking time. Also up here near Westminster downtown, you got Joe's Crab Shack that's right over there. I'm not sure if I know it's a franchise within Colorado. I'm not sure if it goes outside of Colorado. Also, you got the Spaghetti Factory. I know that one is nationwide, but a place that a lot of people love to go to get their spaghetti in.
Yeah, Joe's Crab Shack is awesome. They have these ginormous crab legs, and you get to wear a bib.
Yeah, bib. Yeah, they give you a bib.
I should wear a bib every time I eat.
And they, on your birthday, they like make you be it's like a crab fairy or something. You have to run around with a little crab or something like that.
That's awesome.
It's super fun, a little embarrassing. I like to kind of stay within my little realm. I don't like going outside of that box too much, but it's nice to kind of have a little bit of fun over there when it is your birthday.
Yeah, and they do have a lot of variety in Westminster. I mean, there's tons of Mexican restaurants, lots of Italian, lots of mom and pop restaurants that you won't find anywhere else except for here.
Yep.
And then in Westminster too, you also have a lot of shopping and a lot to do when you are there. So I know that the Denver Premium Outlets are actually sitting right outside of Westminster, right off of I-25 and 136. So you're gonna find stores like Nike, Michael Kors, Vans. We've got Macy's, Target. That's over at the Orchard.
Yeah, over at the Orchard.
But I'm just saying, in this whole general vicinity,
Yep.
there's a ton of shopping.
And also, guys, on the entertainment side of things, if you do want to go hit a few golf balls and not go out into a golf course, Top Golf, the northern Top Golf here in the Denver metro area, is up there right off of Highway 7. I love going there all the time. I got a membership there, so it's great that you are so close to, even though it's technically considered Thornton, Westminster, that northern Westminster portion is right next to it.
Yeah, a lot of our cities here tend to kind of bleed together.
Yeah.
So sometimes as locals, and I'm a native. Are you a native?
I am a native, yeah,
Okay.
fifth generation.
So as native, sometimes I don't even know what city I'm standing in,
Yeah.
but that's all right. Other golf courses that I love to go to, we've got Walnut Creek, which has gorgeous views, and they actually have a lot of running trails and biking trails throughout Walnut Creek.
Yeah.
And you've also got the Greg Mastron Highland Hills Golf Course, which is a huge golf course, very popular. I golfed there actually a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, how was that?
There's a par 3 that sits off of Sheridan.
Uh-huh.
And my son, I've always wanted to see this. My son hit a golf ball off of a moving vehicle.
Oh wow.
By mistake, and it bounced right back into the fairway.
Oh jeez, I mean,
his shot was better than mine.
there you go. Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes that happens with our kids, right? They end up doing it better than we do.
Yep. And then speaking of kids, if you have kids, Westminster has a ton of parks. Over by the Westminster Promenade, which is actually where my son plays hockey. That is going to be your closest Thornton Westminster Broomfield. That's going to be the closest ice center for anybody that has a kid that plays ice hockey.
Yep.
But they've also got a huge rec center facility over there where they have lots of soccer games. I see football practice. So something that's pretty cool about all of these outdoor spaces too is that we have over 121 different trails in Westminster, equaling over 800 miles.
Yeah, and so another big thing too is a city park over there. They actually have a disc golf course over there that I love to play personally. They also like holding a lot of events over there, so they'll do like different times of the year where they'll have concerts. They have all kinds of soccer fields over there, football fields. Great stuff to do over at City Park as well.
And they also have the Westie Fest and a lot of different outdoor activities all throughout the year, so that your family always has something fun to do on the weekends.
Yep. So next we're going to kind of be talking about kind of where to work in Westminster. So Westminster, just to kind of give you some context, is the 7th most populous city in Colorado. So it's definitely one of the larger ones. What are some other employers that are kind of within Westminster, Taylor?
We have a lot of medical centers in Westminster. So we actually have the new North Suburban Medical Hospital, and then right up off of Highway 7, we've got the new Children's Hospital, and that's a booming area, technically considered Broomfield, but there are a lot of medical jobs here. In fact, our unemployment rate in Westminster is only 3.8%.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No. So if you've ever been to Westminster before, you might be a little shaken when you get here, because we used to have the old Westminster Mall.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up going time to
That's
time.
good.
Do you
I was
remember?
gonna say, oh, the old Westminster Mall. That was always the hangout when you were in high school, and they had, what was it? They called it anyways, we drove our cars around the Westminster Mall. It was called the Strip or something like that.
I don't know.
It used to be a cool thing. Eventually they started like, no, these kids can't be driving this at all hours of the night. But yeah, Westminster Mall was definitely the hangout spot, and now is where we're sitting right now, which is Westminster downtown.
Yep, so downtown, it's really nice here now. They've got tons of different coffee shops. They've got a library. They have a lot of different bars and a movie theater.
Yeah. The movie theater is pretty awesome. Actually, we went there a few times. It's one where you could eat in the movie theater, so you can sit there, have a meal, order your meal while you're watching the movie. Always love doing that.
It's really cool too because in Colorado, I feel like we don't have a lot of cities that have like a main street or a downtown. So they're definitely getting better about building communities or areas like this where you do definitely have that main street feel where you can get everything you want without having to get in your car and go somewhere. So whether you're looking to purchase or to rent something, they've always got something.
Now we're going to dive into the weather. And one thing that if you don't already know about Colorado is we are always dry here. When I go down to our properties down in Florida, it is so much more humid. You come back here and you're always doing those things that we talk about. Chapstick, lotion, always doing the sunscreen. Believe me, I'm always redhead. It seems like it's a non-stop thing when in Westminster.
I know. I feel like I always have to have a jacket with me. I'll leave the house freezing in the morning, and so I'm bundled up. And then by noon, I'm like, why did I get dressed?
Yeah.
Well, to the extent that I did, okay?
Yeah.
But no, you're sitting, I mean, Westminster is sitting at an average of 65 to 75 degrees. Right now, today, it's the end of October, and it's 73 degrees out, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It's a beautiful fall day here for sure.
And although we're really dry, this year has actually been pretty wet. We had a pretty different summer than usual. We had a lot of afternoon rainstorms, so it was kind of hard to get out and take our kids to do things. However, our trees are super, super green and lush, so the fall here has been absolutely incredible. All right, guys, we talked to you about some of our favorite things about living in Westminster, so do us a big favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that little notification bell so that you can see us on here and enjoy our humor.
And of course, guys, if you are looking at purchasing real estate and the Denver metro area today, we're specifically talking about Westminster. Give us a call or text right below, right there. We always answer, doesn't matter day or time. Until next time, we love you. Bye.
Okay, so let's talk about the real estate because that's what you're here for. Our average purchase price, our average purchase price or home price in Westminster is gonna, and your average single home, God, there's some, a little bit of restaurant, okay. Have 121 different parks in Westminster.
120. Sorry, I was like, in my back of my mind, I was trying to remember something, so.
No,
okay.
We actually, in Westminster, have a hover, and it's trails, not birds. Yeah.
Oop, I just spit on the camera. Blooper.